Right, hello folks. Thanks for joining. At least people are joining this time as well. Right, moment of truth, can I transition? I haven't tested this out yet. Hey, there we go. And I'll do that again. So I can do the sound effect. Hello, thanks for joining. Let's just get on with it, shall we? More of the same nonsense, despite the name change. But it's nice to actually see there's people here now. Because the other day literally right after I changed my YouTube name, I literally had no one watching. But I'm assuming that's because YouTube is doing what it does best and not notifying anybody about it. But yes, this is my name, my real name. Quite the plot twist. And now I've got to get used to people calling me by my actual name. Right, just call me finishing off this panel, which is actually a new one for chapter 3, aka episode 3. But I have got there was actually two other panels I wanted to do on stream, which is why I didn't do this one. Because I think it might be a bit more interesting. Hello, Nucker. That's how you pronounce it. I'm doing alright, thanks. Hope you're doing well yourself. Yeah, like I said, Jack, it's going to take a while to get accustomed to people actually calling me by my actual name now. I might as well finish this off before we move on to the other ones though that I had planned. Thanks, Garth. I did stream the other day though, but like I said, nobody, I'm assuming, got notified because I literally had no viewers. I streamed for about 2 minutes and then I just left. Yeah, but Husky, really, I just don't like the name. In hindsight, it was a bad idea calling myself that. And also, because of this Webtoon thing now, I don't think... Well, I'm not going to be known as Keeper of Pork on there. I'm going to be going by my real name. So in terms of quote-unquote branding, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Right, let's colour this then. I drew the sweat drop there, but I'm not sure why I did. I never do the sweat drop. I very rarely do now these days. I think it was just from my editor. These are the other panels. They're sort of not in the right order though. These are the two that I want to do after this. Of everybody's favourite character, I think. Yeah, I figured it was that. It wasn't yesterday, it was Saturday? Anyway, here's an old panel. I'm just going to pinch some of the colours. Wait, no. That is wrong. I need to pinch... I'll open this one. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have read the previous version of this. So, if not, spoilers, way! Yeah, I work with an editor now. And the red sketches is what I sent to her initially. Oh! Hulking her up a bit there. I think I did that last time. Hello, Sneaky Tom. I didn't see you creep in there. You haven't missed much. I'm literally just finishing this off. So far I've drawn an eye and a mouth, and I'm just colouring things. You know how it is, if you've been to my streams before, it takes me forever to actually get started. Even if I'm in the middle of doing a drawing. Hang on guys, I've got to take my shirt off, well, my sweater. Because I am rather hot. God of War. I really wish I could play that God of War game, but I don't have a PS4. Mind you, I've been happily... Well, I've been trying to not play it so much, but I've been happy with Hitman. I've never properly played a Hitman game before, but I'm definitely a fan of it now. Maybe I won't put hair there. Oh, didn't colour her ear in. Frog confirmed. Thanks, Garth. Well, mercifully, it is getting some. I mean, not the changes aren't being as drastic as the other two chapters, but it's still making. It's still going to get some change, quite big changes, like here. Actually, I think because she's in the foreground here, I'll make the colours darker actually. So let's go over those again. Yeah, Hitman is... I'm surprised at how good they actually are. I played a bit of the 2016 one, but only for like maybe an hour or so. I know it's more the same with that. It's just... I don't know what it is. Like, I don't usually like stealth games, but it's just so fun. And of course you don't even have to stealth around. You can basically play it however you want. I think that's the appeal of it to me. I dare even say it's better than Red Dead Redemption, which I still haven't finished because of this game. I've tried my best not to distract myself from it though. I haven't completed the fourth... No. Where am I now? I can't remember now. I think I'm doing the one where they're in like a suburban area. about to start it. I played a bit of Monster Hunter as well, actually, but only around my friends though. I didn't really get into it that much. I don't know, some games I did enjoy it for a brief period. That was earlier this year though. Actually, maybe I'll. So I'm being a little bit indecisive here, even though I'm colouring, and that's usually the easiest step. I think I'll add a bit more shadow here as well. See, I haven't been like that, Husky. Basically, if I get caught, I restart. It's strange. It's more fun to not actually get caught. When you get caught and start shooting people, it's just not as fun, in my opinion. But it's nice that the game gives you the option, unlike Red Dead Redemption, where if you go slightly off where the mission tells you to go, you get a mission failed. I know that game's not primarily based on stealth, but there's a lot of areas where you're creeping around, and it gives you retarded reasons for failing the mission. I think I'll be buying the I think it's the Legacy Pack they call it, with all the stories from the first quote-unquote season. And what's even better about it, I'll shut up about Hitman in a minute, is because my cousin has it, that's partly why I got into it, is because of him. I was watching him do the same mission that I did, and it's so intriguing watching somebody else play it, because they play it so differently compared to how I did it. Because there's no one way of doing things on that game. That's why I love it, personally. I wish more games would give you creative freedom like that. Right, I think this panel's done after all that talking. So let's get on with... I'm not going to do those two, I'm going to do these two. Right, hopefully you can see what she's doing here. I might actually have to refine the roughs here before I do clean up. Which I didn't do here, I just went straight over the original sketch. But I think as this one's a bit more complicated, I might have to refine them, so bear with. I should probably flip actually. Proportions is just a bit out of whack here. maybe draw eyes that aren't a bit too simplified here. Be nice to give her a nose as well. Demo? May I ask what specifically? What, an animation reel or something? I didn't really want to go over these roughs again. I didn't feel like I needed to, but I guess I am. So, probably be doing these 2 frames for the rest of the stream. I hope you guys can see here, she's meant to be like looking in reflection. Pardon me. Oh, Decimal, is that for... I just realised, I just connected the dots. Is that for Vegeta's Dragon Ball Z animation thing? Just out of curiosity. That is the main character for this comic. Who is this girl here? Link to the comic is in the description. Even though it's on the hiatus. And here she is again there. Though drawn not as well because this is like a 3-year-old comic. Well, 3-year-old chapter, I should say. Where is... Oh, never mind. I had a brain fart then. Right, let's flip backwards and forwards. Gotta make sure to flip. Just realised, why is the ear almost on the back of her head? Maybe like there. Ah, I see, Decimal. You don't have to make a short. Like, don't go out of your way to, because, like I said, there's, I don't know if you, there's no point putting loads of effort into something where you're not sure if you're going to get the job or not. like, it does usually help for these sort of things to have previous experience, so you can have future references, use things for reference. But you never know. I would say though, don't do. Yeah, you could do something like that. I would say if you haven't yet, you probably should talk to Vegeta first. Why is that on a? Oh, I drew on the wrong layer, didn't I? Derp. Oh well, I'll sort that out in a minute. Like, you should probably ask him that if he's got animators yet, because I will say he does already know animators that can draw in the Dragon Ball Z style. I'm only looking out for you though, because I hate the thing you go through all this effort and then you're not guaranteed anything. I'd probably talk to him first before you follow through with that. Don't tweet him, try and message him if you can. DM him. Oh. Apparently I got 0 people watching. Who am I even speaking to? Has everything been a lie this whole time? Right, I need to put that on the roughs, which is here. Merge those two together and put them back. Now I'll do the same for this one. I think I need to. So I'm just trying to line up the mirror. Well, it looks alright. Well, like I said, if not, just use it for future reference, but don't take too long on it, I'd say. But it would benefit in future, I guess. Also, if you're going to chase after this job, do confirm if it's a paid job. Do not work for free. I know I've worked for him in the past, but I don't really like saying this sort of stuff to people, but when I first started working with him, he was trying to basically get me to work for free, and I wasn't having it. I know I did a favour of shouting out for him, but you know, I probably shouldn't say that, but it's what happened. Luckily that wasn't the case eventually. Just putting on the onion skinning hair for this. Also, another thing as well, if you're freelancing, make sure you get a deposit first. If they say something like, "Oh, I'll pay you after the work's done," just don't bother. Trust me on that. I think I've mentioned this before on streams, but if they're not willing to give you a deposit, then just don't bother. They're obviously not willing to pay anything. That's my advice. Not saying Vegeta did the same thing, but I'm just saying in general. If only that was the right technique, Jack. If only that could work so easily. I just realised, what is up with this arm? This needs to be a bit further up. I know why I've done this though. It's so I can keep this picture in frame, well, without getting blocked. But really, the forearm needs to be about there. Roughly. Even though I don't think it's anatomically correct here. But I think I need to sort of do this for this to work. Otherwise her forearm would be like there, or there, and it'd be like completely blocking the image. I might have to put onion skinning on again. Yeah, firstly, Decimal, just if you're still chasing after his job, just double check with him if he's got any animators yet. I just realised, Jack, I've actually done the hand wrong. I'll fix that in a minute. Like, it's not just the thumb, it's unfortunately, Decimo, if he carries on ignoring you, you're just gonna have to leave it. Yes. Yeah, try and make a good impression as well. You gotta be careful of how you word things. I think she moves slightly. Yeah. But you don't really need to ask about the payment, if it's paid or not, because he said he double checked with me that it's paid work, so I'm assuming it is. You probably don't need to ask that. There's no harm in asking. I mean, I've asked in the past. You just gotta be careful how you ask. Going back to this though, I had a feeling this would take a while. I mean, hopefully you guys can see what she's trying to do here. I'll turn off the onion skinning first. Disclaimer, I was actually asked to include this. Well, I was given this idea. By the editor that I'm working with. I think it's ideal though. I might have to put like a sound effect here or something. Yeah, Tom's got it. Oh, okay, fair enough. Decimal. I hope he at least responds though. I must admit I was a bit weirded why, because he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I'm pretty sure my Twitter profile says commissions are closed for starters, so it's kind of pointless asking me to do something when the signs are fairly obvious that I'm not doing this anymore. Hey, hello, Sappy. Right. Let's try and fix this picture somehow by going straight into the cleanup. I'll do the foreground on a separate layer, because this here is going to be the soft focus, this is going to be like the main focus. You'll see in a minute if I can get it done. I don't need that. I don't like panels that start getting busy like this. There's too much going on. Wow, I've got to try and... Well, you think that was the hand the wrong way round? You could be right. Yes, you're right. If we can't see her thumb here, then it should be behind her. Yeah, I see what you mean now. I think we should probably fix that before we continue. Yeah, I think I know what's gone wrong here. Mind you, is this the right way around? I don't think it is it? It's not the right way around, is it? No, this is wrong. Sorry, I'm proper thinking emoji now. I'm trying to do the pose myself, but I need to have a mirror with me, but I don't. No, that hand was right, wasn't it? I think the one in the reflection is fine, except for this one. Oh god, this is proper thinking emoji. But I think I don't use black for this, but I think the hand needs to be like that. Like there's a thumb. I mean, this doesn't matter too much because the reflection's going to be in focus. This isn't when it's done. I'm not too bothered about the continuity, but I've got to make sure the anatomy's right at least. I'll have a look at it afterwards, Decimal. You might have to link me before I disappear though, because I might forget. Yeah, like I say, I'm not too worried about the continuity here, like compared to that, because I want to sort of, because if I lower the hand down too much, it's going to end up blocking. It's going to end up blocking her face here. But maybe, saying that, I might move this down a tiny bit more though. I think I can get away with the wrist being about here. At this rate, I'm not going to get any of this. I'm not going to get any of these panels done. Pardon me. Hope you don't smell that. I think this arm's got to be up here. I haven't given myself enough room to work with here. I think there's a bit too much blocking going on. think I'm just going to leave it like that. Screw it. I can't really afford to be messing around all day with this anyway. Right. Let's just bite the bullet. Ew, ketchup. Right, this ear needs to be in front. I've just realised her bangs here don't make any sense. They need to be in front of her ears, not behind them. Not too worried about what goes on here though, because like I said, this will be in soft focus. So I can get away with doing things wrong slightly. Actually, I'll put a ponytail behind her. They really are. I'm just making things harder for myself. Mind you, when I did this originally, I was trying to challenge myself a little bit here. Like, here's the whole picture. I was trying to this is a little bit easier though, because you're not seeing her face from one side, obviously. Right, to the other foreground pick. As always, if you enjoy watching me struggle, a like would be appreciated. So I think her hand looks too small now. I'm being extremely far arsey about this now. I keep forgetting her hair here is going to obstruct some of that hand anyway. Oh, that'll do. Cheers, man. Right. I mean, maybe here her arm should be a little bit wider. It just looks like she's got a big head here. Right, now do the mirror. Well, the reflection, I should say. I was actually going to put, like, where is it? The same cracked effect like I did here. Which only a few people picked up on, sadly. But I think I'm just going to not bother with this one. Right. Time to do the base. Can't remember if she... Oh yeah, she did have that strand of hair. Oh yeah, don't worry, I start without fail every stream. Anytime soon, probably not, Shiwam. Unfortunately, because I've got a new job now, which is going to take up a lot of my time. If animation wasn't such a time-consuming process, I probably would have... Well, actually, no, saying that, it's hard to make money off parodies now on YouTube, because YouTube is just doesn't cater towards those things, and more importantly, I'm just not as passionate about those things as I used to be. Never say never, though. But in terms of anytime soon, unlikely, to be honest. Azula. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I need to watch that again. It's been so long since I watched Avatar. Be nice to watch a show that didn't disappoint me. Hey, thanks, man. Shiwam. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. All the way from India. Crikey. I'm assuming it's quite late over there, isn't it? In India, if my geography is correct. What am I doing here? I'm having a brain fart, aren't I? Yeah, I think I had that on the wrong layer. Right, now to do this one. How late though? Must be getting on a bit. No, I haven't. I mean, if I could afford to, I would probably travel all over the world. And if I didn't get very anxious about flying. I really don't like flying at all. Well, I've never flown, to be honest. Apparently when the only time I've flown is when I was about 2 years old. And all I could think about back then when we were flying was, oh shit, this is scary. Thanks, Jack, for the tip again. Funnily enough, I was actually when I watched it, the first one out of the cinema, I did have an idea for a parody, but it was so stupid that I just thought, nah, it's not worth it. It was literally just one joke. But me and my friend thought it was funny. Yeah, I can't remember specifically what it was about. It was going to be based off the only scene I actually genuinely liked in that movie, and that was when they were singing in Martin Freeman's house. It's going to be a parody based around that particular scene. No, I'm sort of joking, Shimwam. I was 2 years old then. I don't remember a thing about it. Sorry, not from Martin Freeman's house. But even then, I still don't like the idea of flying now. Even though that's the only experience I've had. I blame the media. Well, like most things, I'd probably be fine once I actually get on the flight and it starts, and that it's just a build up to it. Like with most things, like the build up to something is like more overwhelming than when it actually happens. Is that... yeah, that hand is the right way. I doubted myself there a little bit. Sorry, not Martin Freeman's house anyway, like I was saying. I meant Bilbo's. Onion skinning needs to be on again, so I can match these up. Oh, I haven't matched up them perfectly, but oh well. No, I'm not. I've spoken to a couple of animators, but I wouldn't really say we're friends. Shared a few messages, but that's about it. No, the friends I've made it's been from school or college. Reason it made these gaps here is because I referenced the foreground. That's why this has happened. Don't know if you can see those little gaps. I mean, it doesn't matter too much here because you're not going to see them, but I should probably draw them in. I should probably draw this in anyway. Just realised I've done all that wrong anyway. She has turned slightly, so this should be about here. I mean, I even sketched it down for God's sake, and I still didn't follow it. Oh dear. I've only seen the first Hobbit film and it was meh. I don't think I'd watch it again. There was one or two good scenes in it, but not that great to be honest. Like I said, I liked the scene where they were singing about... Oh, I don't know what it was. Where all the hobbits were singing in Martin Freeman's house at the start, and the scene where they were going down a river in barrels. That was about the only bits I liked. Hated the fact that Gandalf rescued the dwarves twice within the same movie, so it got repetitive as well. It was like two of the main plot points of the movie as well, too, and it just repeated itself. Oh man, the continuity is so buggered on this. Maybe I haven't move this arm down. Maybe it needs to be a bit further down. Oh, I just realised that the mirrors could be like the mirror's edge, pardon the pun, is gonna be about here. So maybe I don't actually need to draw that. Oh wait, no, I do need to draw it. I still need to draw it anyway, but you don't actually need to see that. You won't be seeing this bit. That's why it looks odd. What got me into animation? Probably multiple things, but from what I can remember at least, in terms of wanting to be an animator, to actually give animation a go, is I got into that sort of mindset after watching Samurai Champloo back in my weeaboo days. I mean, before that, I've sort of always wanted to just do comics. But then when I watched that show, I was like, okay, I actually want to try out animation now. Animation seems pretty cool. And it was, I don't regret it. To an extent. That's the short answer though. Sorry, I'm just thinking a bit here of how I'm gonna do the rest. As in, how am I gonna do the mirror and all that jazz? You like jazz? Shut up. I'll try and keep the flicking backwards and back and forth like this to a minimum. Emphasis on try. Use a turnip pen for her eyes. Oh, you'd hope if I finished off the back of her head. Once again, I got the foreground referenced. Need to stop doing that. If you get into animation, my advice is make sure you definitely want to do it first and foremost, because if you're not passionate about it, you start to struggle, which is what happened to me eventually, which is why I'm really grateful for this job opportunity that I've got with Webtoon now. And secondly, just practice and get an understanding for it. It makes life easier for yourself. And also, if you can get hold of it, read a book by Richard Williams, which is called The Animator's Survival Kit. It's a good book. That's if you want to learn more traditional techniques, though. In terms of like CG animation, I can't really give you much advice there because I haven't got much experience with that. Right, I think we can start colouring now. Thank God. Actually, before I do that, I need to... Hang on. I need to put the edge of the mirror somewhere. This will make sense in a minute, I swear. I think we'll colour this one first. So, no, I don't need the edge of the mirror. I need the wall actually for this bit to work. Actually, maybe that's all I need is the wall here. Right. And then yeah. Okay. Then I've got to draw. Hang on, I'm thinking really hard here. Yeah, if you in terms of like doing timing and that and squashing stretching, it basically applies. You can apply that to 3D animation. terms of like 3D animation though, well, just digital animation in general, it's just easier as well. That's why a lot of people translate to that. Alright, thanks, Shiwam, sorry. Hope you have a good night yourself. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking for a moment. It's actually making my brain hurt a little bit. I think I need to put... I should probably call that the wall. Now I can put the mirror in. I should probably use this for reference. Ah. Let's just... hang on. I'm going to try and do this properly. So apparently I... oh wait, no, that needs to be underneath. This is why you do things in layers, guys. As you're about to see. Whoa! Don't want to be doing that. I don't work at that size anymore. Turn the opacity of that down. Just trying to give more sense here that she's looking into a reflection. That's why I'm adding like these little bits. It would be Jack if my middle name was The, which it isn't. I might have to get it legally changed. Then it wouldn't be so bad. Right, hang on. Right now I think we can start colouring a bit more. I think what I'll do, I'll just do this frame for this stream. So let's grab these colours. God, her face is like, her body is so wonky. Oh my god, look how wonky she is here. Well, that's a panel I'm definitely going to be fixing. Now, why has that happened? It's because that's the foreground, isn't it? What derp. Okay, maybe I'll do the foreground first then. No. Where's the panel I had before? There it is. These are the colours I wanted. Then go back to here. Please no. There we go. Then go back again, grab the shadow. Oh, so many layers now. The only downside to my name though is that there is a TV show called Jason King, and apparently the actor turned out to be a sex offender. Great. I mean, it's not flattering being named after it. Well, having a similar name to a TV show. But obviously that wasn't the reason behind my name though. My parents made sure of that, apparently. That one, that. Cheeky. Right. It's a bit annoying having to flick back and forwards with this. That's the same colour, so I need that dark colour again. Just want some light on the outside here as well. I mean, I shouldn't be too fussy, this is going to be in soft focus by the time this is done. Yes, please leave. Jack is banned. Right, hang on. That's the foreground done. Then we got to do... I'm determined to get one panel done fully for this stream before the dreaded 1.5 hour mark. So now we need to get these colours. Lampoon? That's a cool name. I think I might name my son that now. I mean, I do have a son, but still haven't come up with a name for him yet. He's about 12 years old now. The reason this happens because I didn't close up this gap here. That's okay. Easy fix. There we go. Of course the colours look quite pale here is because I've got this layer. The mirror. I mean, I can't add too much opacity because then you just lose the image entirely. can't believe how long this has taken me though. Mind you, doing all these like readjustments and that to old comics is actually more time consuming than actually just doing one from scratch, which is really strange. Going back and correcting things is actually more time consuming apparently. I'll add a bit of actually no, don't like that. Maybe some there? No. Now to add some shading here as well. Just make it slightly darker. The reason it's not making a difference is because I picked the colour when it's... Actually, I should just grab these colours. What am I doing? Dirt. I think I will be done after this panel's finished though. Getting a bit tired and I could do with a break. Hey, we get it done before the 1.5 hour mark, which is always a bonus for me. It's nice that people are able to watch my streams again as well. I did feel quite lonely last time. No, I don't have a son really. Screw that noise. Unfortunately, if anybody's foolish enough to get together with me, kids is out of the question. Just going to add a bit of shadow here on the wall, so it looks like the mirror is actually not just completely flat against it. Basically what I did here. Actually, I should probably... oh, hang on. I should probably go here instead, yeah. I mean, I could probably put a mirror here as well, but it's just wasted time and effort, that is. Oh, and of course I did it on the wrong layer. God's sake. That layer. Let's do it again. Then softly blend out the outside. I think I'll add... oh god, you can barely see that. Just adding like some nuts here or whatever, bolts, I don't know. Excuse me. What is all this stuff about overthrowing me? Right, anyway. Right. Just going to copy these layers in case I'm not satisfied. No, wait, no, what am I doing? That's not how I do it. Go grab that. Grab that. Merge those two together. Copy it. Then undo. Paste that. Hide those two. Right, this is the effect I wanted to do. For the most part, that's done, that panel. Basically apply the same thing to this one as well. Sorry. To that one as well, but I think I'll leave it for tonight. That's basically finished. I can't believe that took so long. Can't ban everybody here because you're the only guys that watch my streams. Oh dear. I'll never escape from that name. But like I said, it's weird people calling me by my actual name now. I don't know, I'm just weird like that. Anyway, that'll do for tonight, guys. My throat is really dry. I really need a drink. 10 out of 10. That's very kind of you, River. I'm not sure if it's a 10 out of 10. But hey, the idea is cool, right? Anyway, time to fade out that music. I love Spyro music, but it's time to fade it out. Oh dear. Yep, fade out hype. Hopefully you guys are here again next time, which will be Thursday, I'm guessing. We're Tuesday today, aren't we? Mind you, soon enough I'll be running out of things to do apart from correcting old chapters, I guess. But if you guys are okay with that, that's what I'll be doing more of. Because the big changes are almost done now. I've literally got 2 more things to change. We'll finish off changing. Don't need to mark it down, you should be getting notified about it, but yeah, it's probably a better precaution to just mark it down. Because YouTube will be YouTube and won't notify my subscribers, which is great. Especially my dedicated followers, like you guys. But anyway, it's fade out hype time now. So I'm gonna go. Thanks Jack again for his donation. And his false hopes of me making another parody. But anyway, on that note, I'll see you guys Thursday. Hopefully, if YouTube won't be a dick. So there, guys. Thanks again.